So hey everyone, we are back with this story. So it was then when he was so drunk that he couldn't even walk on himself. That girl had to carry him all the way to the hotel, and then they just slept. And in the morning, early in the morning, he just heard a sound and shaking his shoulders and bed that too. That wake up, we are running late. And he just opened the eyes, and what he saw is the wet bed, and he just wondered for a while that I had wet the bed, and it's like I have been back the young boy when I was 10. Then he was shocked. He said, no, it's my sweat, something like that. So she said, wake up. Then he was like, just 10, what's the concern? Then she said, case study. Then he suddenly realized that yes, we are supposed to go for the presentation. Then they both rushed. They don't even have time to change clothes, so they just turn around and they just change their clothes. Meanwhile, the guy saw a shadow of her changing clothes. He was thinking, no, I am not supposed to look at her. However, I couldn't take my eyes off. So then they rushed towards the auditorium where their presentation is supposed to take place. And then they just messed up with the presentation. The presentation didn't went smooth because though they were running late, so they are just not fresh with the mind and everything. Then he received a call from Avantika, and she asked that how was the presentation and everything. He said that I just messed up. We didn't perform well. So she said, that's all right, at least you guys tried. Then when he told everything, that the last night we drank and we went for the party and everything, then Avantika was like, how irresponsible you can be. So he was like, I'm really sorry for that. And then Avantika was fine, that it's okay, at least you tried, and something like that. So things were smooth till then. And then Malini just heard him telling everything to Avantika. Then Malini said, why you keep on saying everything to her, and why do you tell everything to her? So he was like, I didn't did anything wrong, so I can't. So Malini started laughing. She said, oh really? Then he was like surprised that what was the concern, why are you laughing? So she said, you don't even remember anything. Then he said, what? Malini said, nothing, like they were eating something. So Malini said, nothing, just let it be. He said, tell me, at least I wanted to know. So Malini just come up with the things and said, you kissed number of girls last night, you didn't even remember. So we said, are you for real? Stop saying that, don't you dare to. Then Malini showed the pictures, she clicked, and then she said that you even kissed me the last night. However, I couldn't take the picture of that. So he just deleted the pictures, and he was so much in guilt, he can't even resist that what I did. He can't even understand the thing that happened last night. He didn't remember anything. He was trying to recall everything. However, he couldn't. So the moment they came back, and Avantika and the friends came to the airport to see them. So he was much in guilt when Avantika started saying that I missed you. It's been just a couple of days and it feels like a month. So he was so much in guilt that he can't even reply to that. Then he didn't said anything to Avantika at a time, but he was still wondering that should I or should I not tell everything to Avantika? Is she going to forgive me or not? Then at a time he had a thing that it was a mistake. Of course, neither I'm aware of the things nor I remember anything. So he just had a thought that I should say anything to Avantika or I shouldn't. Then he went to his friend Shashank and he told everything, the whole story to Shashank. Then Shashank advised that you should say, at least you should tell everything to Avantika, else if you will die in a guilt. Then he went to Avantika that night, one night, and he took a promise that you are not going to leave me, neither you are going to get mad at me, just promise me that. Now Avantika said, of course I'll not, just you can go ahead, you can share anything to me. Then he shared each and every point, all the story in detail. He shared everything. Avantika started crying. It was a tear in her eyes, and she can't even stop herself, she can't resist. However, she forgave him. She was like, that's all right, because Avantika at a time when she had her first breakup, she is being addicted to drugs and everything. So she knows that sometimes things happen that we can't even resist, and neither we understand, neither we nor we remember anything. So she said, that's all right, and she hugged him tightly, and things went smooth. And then that was a day that the next day Malini and the Deb friends Mittal, they both went on a date. when they got to know about the same, he called Mittal, and then Shashank came and he said, call Mittal ASAP because he's having the presentation today. He just received the mail and everything. Where is he? And then they just gave him a call because it was about the job that he's going to get. So Mittal rushed, and when he came back, he got the job and offer letter and everything. Then they decided that they'll go for a party tonight. So Mittal even invited Malini. So the Malini and Avantika that night, both were slaying. It's like you can't get the eyes off, and one in red, one in black. Both the men are like with the most beautiful girl of the college, and they went there. And then on the dance floor, they had drinks and everything. And then while dancing, Avantika received a call, so she went off. And meanwhile, Dev's eyes were looking for Malini, and he went to Malini. That time he was not that much drunk. He went to Malini. They started having a normal conversation, and suddenly they started getting close again, and they kissed again. And Avantika saw all of that, and she just can't stop crying. The tears rolling from her cheeks, and things happen that way. Then she just get away from that particular place. And even Dev was so much in guilt that now what I'm supposed to do, I can't even say anything because this time I was in my senses and I don't know how it happened. So Malini said, asked Dev that I need some time. So Dev was like, how much time? What do you mean by that? I'm really sorry. And it's just that Dev can't even say sorry to her. He can't be apologetic because it's like he did something because he was in senses. So that's how it went. So Dev can't do anything when she asks for the time, that she needs times. But Dev just can't stop texting her. He used to text her all the time. He used to follow her. He used to sit where they used to spend time, and he used to miss her a lot. And it was the fine day, a fine night when they were sitting on a bench where they used to spend time. And he saw Malini jogging there with the teary eyes. They at a time thought to call her, however, they couldn't. He thought twice that whether I should or I shouldn't. Though there should not be such a thought, he should be very direct that I'm not going to talk to her. However, the story says the same, that he had a thought that I should call Malini. And then he did the same. He called Malini, and Malini was there. Again, they started having conversation. Malini said that that's all right, she'll be right back to you, something like that. And then Malini told that today she went. Avantika went with Kabir for a movie. And then Dev again started feeling jealous, and he was like, how could she do that to me? I don't understand. That why do boys have such a ego? You did wrong and still you can't resist. You can't stop yourself from doing wrong again, and you are expecting her to not to do anything. How could you be that? So things were smooth before until or unless this jealousy thing came between. So then he started spending time with Malini again. He was like, she needs time, I'll give her time and I'll wait for her. And she used to spend time with Malini. He used to spend time with Malini because he wants to make her jealous again so that she'll be coming back to him. However, this is not going to happen this time. So they used to spend time, and even he started sharing good bond with Malini. Their friendship got stronger each day, and Avantika and Kabir, they were very sincere. They used to sit together, they used to study. She was never wrong. She never did anything wrong, and though she was indulged with him, but it's just about the studies and the presentations they were into. They never did anything wrong. So that's how it went. Now wait for the next part.